Hello, Capricorn, and welcome to your reading. So, Capricorn, apologies. I've been away for the last 2 days. Life happens, right? My attention was just needed here, there, and everywhere, and it was just impossible to do the recordings. But nonetheless, let's get back to our schedule of doing our readings and incorporating them with also the channeled readings as well. So when I was doing your meditation for today, as I'm looking outside the window, there's a yellow butterfly that is flying around. So anyway, that's maybe a sign or a confirmation for someone out there because it's very beautiful. Anyway, so when I was doing your meditation for today, there was a couple of messages that was coming up, but the main message that came up was for you to go and watch an audiobook called Who Moved My Cheese? Okay, it's just a short audiobook, and I think I watched this audiobook when I first left my job, and it was one of those things that was just so powerful and impactful in my life. It is one of the top 5 books that I always recommend to people. And for this book to come up, and even yesterday when we were out celebrating, one of my friends said someone else had recommended this book to him. And I was like, okay. A couple of days prior, my husband had also mentioned this book. And then when I was doing the meditation, this book came up again. So absolutely, please, if you can, go and type in Who Moved My Cheese here on YouTube and go watch that audiobook, because the divine is saying that there is absolutely some powerful messages in that book that is going to be helping you shift, move, change. Is going to be a mental makeover. That is what I'm hearing. So I wanted to say to you, last week I was speaking to you guys about a prayer that I did for the person who looks after the land where we are living at the moment, about how he asked me to do a prayer for him. And he asked to do a prayer that when he goes digging for gold, he finds the most amount of gold that he ever found. Okay. And so he ended up finding 1.8 kilos of gold, which is valued at about 100. It's not at about, it is valued at minimum $108,000. Yeah, $108,000, which is life-changing to him, because for him, he makes about $150 a month, which is absolutely nothing. That's his wage. But when the prayer happened, he managed to hit a belt of gold. I can't even talk right now. So he managed to hit a belt of gold, and even now they're still finding gold. So this morning I was still in bed and I could hear him speaking to my husband. He was excited about something. So he came to my husband and he was like, "Oh, do you want to come and see what I've bought?" And he went and bought a van. And the van, he's going to be using it to drive people. So he's starting his own little business, chauffeuring people. So he's going to be like a bus driver. And he's saying that I'm going to be able to make about $150 to $200 a day. So imagine from making $150 a month to making that a day. And he was just like, "Tell your wife I'm so thankful for the prayers." The reason why I'm saying this to you, the other quote that my husband kept repeating to me, what I want to also repeat to you, which I told the caretaker here. I was saying to him, Misha, I really appreciate you saying thank you to the prayers, but this was also because you just didn't go and sit down and hope that a miracle was going to happen. You went and took action. Digging for gold is physically really, really difficult, but you went and took action. And fine, it only took 1 month for your wish to come true. But nonetheless, look at you. I was like saying to him, I am so proud of you. Even though you've got this crazy amount of money, you are still thinking, I need to go and buy something so I can create another source of income. You're just not sitting there celebrate and not taking care of this money. You as a person who doesn't have anything, you're not educated, you don't really speak English, but look at the drive, look at the passion, look at you. So I was like, you are an inspiration to me because of how inspired you are. So then the quote that was coming when my husband and I were talking is like, there are 3 types of people people who make things happen, people who watch things happen, and people who wonder what happened. Because he was saying to me, there are other people that are here around us who don't really have much money. He said to them, come and we can dig for gold together. You know, it can change your life if you really have a good hit. They went with him a couple of times and they saw that it was physically really, really challenging. So they're like, no, we're not going to do this with you. But now look at him. His life has completely changed. And these people around here are looking at him and wondering what happened. So the question to you, which one are you? Are you a person who make things happen? Are you a person who watch things happen? Or are you a person who wonder what happened? So that was the message that I had and that I wanted to share, because it is still like high vibration around here, because the joy of watching someone who literally has won the jackpot is just insatiable. It is just so beautiful. So Capricorn, that's where I was. I was busy in this space, just like taking the moment to just share joy and to just be in the present moment in time. So let's have a look at your reading and see what is coming up for you. So as I'm getting your cards for you, as usual, Capricorn, I want to remind you that we have our candle magic ceremony that is going to be happening on the 16th of August. We have our Leo new moon that is going to be taking place, and the Leo new moon, we're going to be doing our candle magic prayer ceremony. If you're wanting to be part of that ceremony, go in the description box below, go to my website, reserve your space, and then these cards are really difficult to shuffle. And then once you've reserved your space, please remember to write your petition about what it is that you want. Just as my neighbor here, the caretaker here, his petition was just simple. I want to find the most amount of gold that I've ever found. And boom, 4 weeks later, it happened. So everything that you need to know is in the description box below, okay? So let's have a look to see the messages that are coming up for you. The divine is saying it is important for you to activate that hermit mode, okay? It is important for you to go within, to listen to yourself. A hermit mode is important because it allows yourself to have time for quietness, to be still, to just have a moment of introspection. Without introspection, how do you grow? Hermit mode is here to ask you to just take some time out to ask yourself those important questions. Like I said, there were 3 questions that came up, and it was important for me to even ask myself, which one am I? Am I the person who makes things happen? Am I the person who watches things happen? Or am I the person who wonders what happened? So equally for you, ask yourself those important questions and then see what comes up and then take action. Hermit mode, sometimes we don't like it because it feels like isolation, but isolation is important because it leads to growth. Isolation silences the world, and it allows you to go within. When you go within, you're able to hear, you're able to listen a lot better. Okay, so for some of you, the divine is saying to you that, listen, it is time for you to start injecting some self-love, because for some of you, you've been neglecting yourself. For some of you, maybe you've just been going through a lot, but the divine is saying to you, remember to take care of yourself, to check in on yourself, because sometimes you forget to check in on yourself because life is demanding. You're required to be in so many different places. And this is why the divine is saying it is important to activate that hermit mode. And then whilst you're in the hermit mode, ask yourself, how are you doing? What can I do for you? Just have a moment of love. Just have a moment of being present for yourself. You're always present for everyone else. Are you ever, truly ever present for you? So the divine is saying hermit mode is going to be important. Rest, rejuvenate, recuperate, and please allow time for self-love. It is going to be really, really important. Why is it going to be important? Because before you know it, you are going to be required to stand in your power. You are going to be required to have that commanding presence. And if you're tired, if you're unsure of yourself, if you're always putting other people's needs before you, when it is time for you to stand in your power, you're going to crumble. You're going to fall. You're not going to have boundaries in place. So this is why the divine is saying, take some time out to love yourself, to nurture yourself, to understand that this comes from within, not from without. You don't need validation from anyone else. When you have validation for yourself, this is true power. Okay, so the divine is saying to you, please take some time out, inject some self-love. You're going to be required to stand up. You're going to be required to show up. You're going to be required to shine. Maybe for some of you, you literally have a meeting on Monday or this week where you are having to be in your absolute power. And what I'm hearing is, when you are in your absolute power like this, you are going to be noticed. And because you're going to be noticed, you are going to be upgraded. Your shiningness, is that a word? Your presence, your command, your grace. Someone is going to be taking notice of you. So understand that you are currently working with an auspicious time. This is an auspicious time for you. Connected to your wishes, your dreams, where you want to go in life. The divine is saying to you, you've got a good omen. You've got good energies around you. But when it is time for you to show up in your power, please don't be too tired. Don't be in that moment now when you're like, oh, I should have taken some time out. It almost feels like you are birthing forward a new you. And as a parent, just before the child is born, you usually have so much energy, but you're told, take this time to rest, take this time, because when that baby is born, you're not going to have time to rest. So equally for you, this reading is about you activating that hermit mode, just being quiet, being silent, taking care of yourself, because when the new you is birthed forward, now you're not going to have time to rest. Now it is time for you to show up. You're being promoted, you're going places, and you cannot afford to be tired. The divine is saying to you, it's literally like you're taking the next level up. You're taking a step up. And there is just this presence that is going to be around you where you are glowing. And if you don't feel that you can be in the present moment, you can shine, you can stand in your power, the divine is saying, what is getting in the way? Is because you've been neglecting yourself for so long. You don't even feel powerful anymore. You've been neglecting yourself anymore. You forget that you are a divine being having a human experience. If I'm required to be in a meeting, if I'm required to be anywhere, before I go in that meeting, I remind myself that I am a God having a human experience. Therefore, I can shine as bright as I want. And you know, the moment you enter a room with that type of energy, the room takes notice of you. But you cannot have that presence if you don't allow yourself time for introspection, quiet time to love yourself, knowing when you're neglecting yourself. And then when it is time for you to shine, you start not being sure of what you bring to the table. The divine is saying that you are entering an auspicious time. This is an auspicious time that is here. In the comment section below, comment 1111 and understand that there is growth. You've been doing a lot of growing. You've been doing a lot. And now it is time for you to get paid. Now it is time for you to get upgraded. Now it is time for you to claim the love that is rightly yours. The love that notices how divine and powerful that you are. So there's a powerful message that the divine truly wants you to embody and truly wants you to understand. Because when you understand this message, you are going to be able to just walk in a room with this presence around you that no one has ever witnessed before. You are indeed like the emperor. The emperor has a commanding presence. Why does the emperor have a commanding presence, especially connected to the energies of Capricorn? Where the emperor has the commanding presence because the emperor has been through a lot. The emperor has been through many battles. He's been to many different types of wars. And through that, the kings and the queens go to the emperor to ask for advice. And because the emperor has, like you, has gone through so much, challenges, war, loss, everything, he is able to strategize like no one else can strategize. He is the best person for the job because through all the suffering, through all the failures, through everything that he's experienced up to this point, it has given him like a key, a divine wisdom. And so equally for you, when you're getting promoted, when you're getting seen, when you have this commanding presence around you, people want to know, what do you know that they don't? And guess what? You can charge for your wisdom. You can charge for your skills. You can charge and demand that you are compensated for everything that you have gone through. Because people are coming to you for advice. People are coming for you for your wisdom and your knowledge, for everything that you know, for your energy. You are able to command that there is an equal exchange of energy, because the emperor is very, very wealthy. Because like I told you, the kings, the queens go to him for advice, for strategy, so that they can win battles that they're currently going through. And the emperor is able to play any different type of game because he knows what to do next. How? Because he has experience. And so equally for you, Capricorn, all the challenges, all the failures, all the rejection, everything that life has thrown at you, it has been for a reason. But it is your choice to either let all your experiences and all the challenges, the pain and everything in between, to crush you, to destroy you, to make you feel like you cannot stand in your power. Or you can take this divine reminder that is here from the divine, that everything that you've gone through is like a key. You have the key to unlock any door. Because anyone that comes to you can now see how you can lead, can now see why you should be upgraded, why you should be promoted, why. You have so much wisdom around you and they want what you have. So take this divine wisdom that is here and allow it to be the reason why you can go and ask for a promotion. You can get paid more. You can actually start playing the game of life and winning and creating the stability that you're praying for. So the energies of the emperor is really, really important, because you can see that the emperor is here thinking, strategizing. The emperor doesn't rush into anything because he understands that he has to think, he has to have introspection, he has to be in the hermit mode before he makes a choice, before he makes a decision, before he makes a move. So I feel that for some of you, over the next couple of days, over the next couple of weeks or months even, you'll be having to make important decisions. This is why you're being told to stand in your power. You can see that the emperor is here. He is not rushing in making that decision. He can call the shots because he knows when to move, when to wait, and when to strike, and how hard to strike. So equally, this is the wisdom that you've gained from everything that you've experienced. Okay, the divine wants you to truly understand, Capricorn, that everything that you've experienced, there was a reason, but you have a choice whether to crumble, to fall, or whether to stand up and make sure that you are counted, to make sure that you shine, to make sure that you are commanding. I told you in a couple of readings back that Capricorn being ruled by Saturn. Saturn is the taskmaster. Saturn is not benevolent like Jupiter. Saturn will make you work for your status. Saturn will make you work for that promotion. Saturn is about climbing that mountain. Saturn is connected to time. So you truly have to take your time to grow, activating the hermit mode, taking care for yourself. You cannot be in a rush. Because when it is now time for you to stand in your power and to be the emperor, you are commanding. No one can do it just like you can, because there's an essence of having gone through the hero's journey and coming back home being the hero. And being the hero, you're also being seen and celebrated. So there are rewards that are connected to Saturn. But the rewards that come with Saturn, they are delayed. They are frustrating. They feel like they take a lot of time. But the thing is with Saturn that no one really appreciates enough is that the skills, the fine tuning that Saturn does to you is like no other planet. When Saturn leaves, you are just like a reborn person and you're able to now stand like the emperor. The emperor is connected to that energy of Saturn because it's taking time to gain that wisdom. And that wisdom cannot be bought. You cannot just go to university. It is life experience that is here. I told you a couple of readings before, it is like someone who has been an alcoholic and they went through the journey of recovering. When someone is going through the recovery journey, the person who has recovered is the best person to speak to because they can tell and they know exactly what this person needs and when, because they went through a similar type of journey and they know the pitfalls and they know the self-crucifying, right? When you fall and you make a mistake and you drink again, you crucify yourself. You're just so hard and you're so negative on yourself. And the person who's been through that journey feels it in a different way than the person who's just trained to help people. So there is a way of you showing up in your power through how you went through what you went through or what you're currently going through. When you finally decide to stand in your power, you'll shine like no one else. And this is how most CEOs are usually Capricorns, because for this reason. Okay, so let's have a look to see what is here. What you need to know at this present moment in time. Amen and amen to that. Everything that you go through, Capricorn, finally leads you to understand that you are now the magician. When Saturn leaves, after he's done teaching you, molding you, fine-tuning you, when he leaves, you feel like you are the magician because now you know the know-how, you know the skills, you have the patience and the inner standing to know how everything works, and now you're able to create whatever it is that you want because Saturn has disciplined you. So I like the energies of the magician because remember, we even have the Empress as well. So remember, the Emperor here is all about an inner standing that is there. When the Emperor makes a move, what it looks like to everyone else is that things just work out for you. But you know deep down in your heart and in your soul what you had to pay to then have the inner standing and the wisdom to think, to have the know-how, and then to make the move and to strike it right every time. So being the magician, the divine is saying to you that not only are you the emperor with the wisdom, you are the magician because now you are the alchemist of your life. Okay? And you have that 1111, the auspicious sign that is here. So I love that you have the number 1 that is connected to the 1111 energy that is there. When you're understanding that you are the magician, you are the alchemist, you understand that you are the one who makes things happen. And in understanding that, you start understanding that as above, so below. What does it mean? What goes through your mind is what equally creates the experiences that you're having, and it is on and on and on it goes. When you're neglecting yourself, you create more reasons why things are not working out. But when you step into the energy of becoming your own guru, as the Hierophant that is here, you change this energy of chaos. The number 5s connected to the Hierophant is about chaos, and you start changing this energy of not loving yourself, caring for yourself, neglecting yourself, bringing this chaotic type of energy into your life, into something that you can use as a stepping stone. How? Because you're understanding that you cannot neglect yourself and also be at your best. You have to take care of yourself so that you can be at your best. So that when opportunities present themselves, you are able to sprint up that ladder, because you are the mountain god after all. So you love the climb, you love the challenge. When it's all said and done, it is about loving the challenge. So as the emperor, you don't even see or perceive a challenge anymore. You actually welcome the challenge. So the number 5, you create the stability that is here. The number 5 is about taking down everything that you've created and creating something even better. Because if you're wanting an upgrade, you have to create something better, right? So how do you do this? So for some of you, let's say you go and get your degree, you go back to university, you go and do this higher learning, or you take an online course, or you find how you are getting in your own way and why, and you do something about it. So you face how you are bringing chaos into your situation, and now you are not afraid to face this head on and to change it, mutate it, and transform it into something that brings this energy of the magician. So as the magician, you are no longer running away from yourself. As the magician, you understand how you can get in your own way. You understand the power of prayer. You understand the power of introspection and activating the hermit mode, because the energies of the Hierophant, as you can see, is usually connected to the gurus, is usually connected to spirituality, religions. It's usually about going to the priest back in the day and asking for help, asking for assistance, and the priest will listen to you and say, how about you do this and that? And then you're able to climb that staircase. But as the magician, you're understanding that the wisdom that you are seeking out there is already within you. And you understand that even more when you activate the hermit mode and when you go within. You start understanding that you don't allow someone else to hold the pen and to write your story. No, you are the magician. You take that magic wand and you write your own story. You are the architect. You take the pen and you start drawing whatever it is that you're wanting to create, whatever it is that you are wishing for. Because again, you understand that you are the alchemist of your life. So you have the energies of the Page of Swords in reverse. I don't really read reversal cards because I feel that there are enough cards in tarot that is not necessary. So remember, I was saying to you that for some of you, you do your online courses. Maybe you go back to university, higher learning. You do something, you learn and you skill. So there is an element of here where you're learning new skills so that you can upgrade yourself, so that you can stand in your power, so that you can bring something new to the table. Remember, the energies of the Emperor is about being wise. So I really feel that for some of you, as you are thinking, as you are manifesting, as you're thinking about the future, your future self, a year, 5, 10 years from now, and as you're embodying this energy of being the magician, you're asking yourself, what don't I know at this present moment in time? Who do I want to become? And you start seeing where you need to maybe upskill. You need to go back to school or do whatever it is that brings a new type of wisdom. So I really feel that for some of you, maybe in September, next month, you could be going to university, you could be going back to school. For some of you, you're picking up some books and you are learning from home. Maybe you're doing an online course, but there's a learning that is here where you are being invited to learn new skill, to upgrade yourself. Maybe you are creating that exit plan where you live in corporation and you're wanting to start doing things by yourself. You're starting to want to work for yourself. Like in our last reading when we spoke about a calling going out for earth angels to answer the calling. Maybe for some of you, you're starting to go to learn how you can be that Reiki healer, how you can be the poet, how you can start your own YouTube channel and how you can be successful. For some of you, you are learning new skills, how to maybe even communicate with your guides and your ancestors. So for some of you, the divine is saying, go and learn, go and upskill, go and gather new information so that you can go on a new journey that is here, a new journey that is connected to a new beginning. You have the energies of the Ace of Wands that is here. And the Ace of Wands, as you can see, you are breaking some barriers. You are going places. You are starting to ask yourself, what do I want? The Ace of Wands, remember, I always tell you about you holding that magic wand. The aces are a new beginning. So as the magician, you are holding that magic wand and you're understanding that you are working with an auspicious time, okay? This is like a number one as well, right? So you're working with an auspicious time and you're asking yourself, what barriers do I need to dissolve? Are they around my self-worth? Are they around how I think money is difficult to make? What are some barriers that are currently keeping you stuck? And how can you dissolve these barriers? So for some of you, you are learning, you are growing. And for some of you, you're understanding that you just have to change something. You can't negotiate anymore. You're not happy with where you are currently. And you're choosing you're choosing for that fire to burn brightly. There's a new beginning that is here. You've got a flower of life. I don't know if you can really see it on the camera, but there's a flower of life that is there. And the flower of life is all about new beginnings. So I really feel that for some of you, you are taking this hermit mode. You truly are closing your eyes and going within and connecting to your spiritual being, connected to the energies of the Hierophant, right? And as you connect to this energy that is here, you're starting to dissolve any barriers that are keeping you stuck. You're starting to use that third eye and asking yourself, what do I want to birth forward? What do I want? And you start doing this, you are starting to see that you do become the magician. And you start seeing that life becomes auspicious. You start understanding that life was always meant to be magical all along. But along the way, you built these chains, these walls around you. But right now you're like, no, I have to change something. So what are you changing? Maybe in the comment section below, you can let us know. So let me see what else is coming up for you. I think that's the majority of the messages that are here. The majorities of the messages that I can really see is about smashing that glass ceiling. Okay? It's about understanding that you are the architect and the creator of your life, because remember, you're the magician. And as you remember that you're a magician, you feel excited, you feel passionate, you feel fired up. And as you're starting to truly understand that you are the magician, you are the architect, you are the alchemist, a lot of light bulbs starts going off. And you have this sense of inspired action to go and learn something new. And as you start learning something new, you are going to be using this to build your empire. All the wisdom that you're receiving, all the divine wisdom that you're receiving, you are using that to create your empire. And anytime that you need to change things up, you know exactly how to play the game, what move you need to do next, so it can be checkmate. So Capricorn, this is the message that I have for you. If you found value in this reading, please do give this video a big thumbs up. And remember, our new moon in Leo ceremony on the 16th of August. Everything that you need to know can be found on my website, which is linked in the description box below. Banishing ceremonies, cord cutting ceremonies, spiritual cleansing ceremonies, everything that you need to know about all the other rituals that I do are linked in the description box below. So Capricorn, I'm going to love you and leave you, and I'm going to see you tomorrow. It is a goodbye from me.